Guys, do you like my background? I apologize for it. Trying to pound out a fifth and final video today, guys. I am swamped. I am just such an inspiration. It's such hard work. It's crazy. But guys, we have a huge AP poll to get to for college basketball. And I just don't, guys, I let it slide for 1 week, but now I really don't understand what's going on. Why isn't Houston number one? Not only is Houston not number one, North Carolina gets 47 first place votes. Houston only gets 9. At best, I would say, if you want to leave North Carolina at number one, you know, it should be like 50-50. This is ridiculous. North Carolina, I believe they're 1-3 against the spread. They haven't beaten anyone. I mean, you can say Charleston is decent, but other than that, they really haven't played anyone. And you've got a Houston team who is blowing everyone out. Unbelievable on defense. I think Houston should be the number one team in college basketball right now. I thought these standings in these rankings were supposed to be a reflection of the current situation in college basketball. In the current situation, if Houston and North Carolina played on a neutral's court, I think Houston would be favorites based on how they're playing. They're both 4-0, but Houston's playing better. And then you do have Kansas at number 3. How about Kansas basketball, man? They win the national title last year. They lose a bunch. And now they're back up to number 3 after getting a few big wins. Looking at number 4, it is Texas. And you know what? That's really not all that surprising, guys. We knew Texas. When you look at the T ranking, you look at the Ken Palm, those sites love Texas, so they're up 7 spots. Virginia, you know, they play these games, these 3 or 4 games in consecutive days. You can stack on top of, you know, big wins on top of big wins. Bam, bam, bam. It's rapid fire big wins. That's what Virginia did. And that's why we see a movement. They're up 11 spots. Gonzaga is down 6 spots. They lost a big game, then they won a big game this week. Baylor down 2 spots. They lost once. Duke is down 1 spot. And then you do have Arkansas, who really hasn't faced anyone. Same thing with Creighton. Of course, both of those teams will be in the huge tournament coming up, I believe, in Hawaii. The tournament with Ohio State. That is starting tonight. We've got Indiana sitting at number 11. I don't think they've played anyone. Michigan State at number 12. So did Michigan State just enter the rankings at number 12? I think they deserve it. They really do. Their one loss is an impressive loss. They've got a really good win. We remember that Michigan State game. We were trying to see the college football committee rankings, and that game would not end. Michigan State, I think, ended up winning that game in overtime. That was the Champions Classic, I believe, in that one. Auburn at number 13. I think Auburn's a little bit overrated. Arizona at 14. They're also in that tournament that Ohio State is in. Kentucky down 11 spots. Kentucky was always overrated. Their best player, Oscar Tshiebwe, he's a big man. He's a flat-footed big man. It's tough. So Kentucky is down to 15. Illinois up to 16. They're 4-1. They've had they played one of those tournaments where they face a bunch of good teams. San Diego State, they face Ohio State tonight in what should be an instant classic. I'm kidding. I think San Diego State's going to beat Ohio State tonight based off of what I saw from the Buckeyes. And also San Diego State has a really good defense, really elite defense. Alabama at number 18. They're a real fast-paced team. UCLA is down significantly. They've played in some tournaments. They've moved down 11 spots. That's tough. UConn, guys, come on. Why are we moving UConn up 5 spots? I don't want to pick on UConn. Look at their schedule. Really? Texas Tech up 2 spots. Tennessee, after their loss to Colorado, they're sitting at 22. How about Maryland getting a shout out? They get ranked. They're 5-0. Purdue is 3-0 and they're ranked. And then how about Iowa as well? It's typical Iowa basketball. The polar opposite of Iowa football. Iowa basketball scores 100 points every game and they give up 90 points every game. They have all offense, no defense. They are polar opposite in terms of football versus basketball programs, and people are still voting for TCU. I don't know why. St. Mary's, it is such a disgrace that St. Mary's basketball is not ranked when you look at all the metrics. It's so disrespectful. How about Ohio State getting some respect there with 56 votes? The Buckeyes are going to have a rough tournament, though. It's not going to be fun in this one, I don't think. They're a young team. Michigan getting some votes. Of course, Michigan struggling with Eastern Michigan. Getting annihilated by Arizona State and then struggling with Ohio University. I don't know why people are voting for them. You've got Xavier. You've got Charleston. That was North Carolina's big win. Toledo should be ranked, guys. Come on. Toledo's undefeated. Let's give them a little shine. Miami of Florida. I think Miami just lost to Maryland. I don't know why that people are voting for them. Dayton. Unfortunately, Dayton, they started ranked, then they lost the game, so they moved down now. Villanova, you've got Arizona State, who crushed Michigan, but they have a loss, I think. Virginia Tech, St. Louis. St. Louis is a good basketball team. UNLV, giving them a shout-out. Oregon, they already have a loss. West Virginia. Tech, people are, oh my God. So Texas A&M entered the poll, and they were ranked like 24th or something. They immediately get blown out in 2 games, and people are still voting for them. They only got 2 votes, but you know what? I'll have to look up that Utah State basketball team. I like that. I would love to see Utah State get ranked. Penn State's had a good start to their year, but they did recently lose, and then Mississippi State as well. So guys, let's take a look at the T-rank, the actual analytical model. You can see Houston at number 1. They've got Gonzaga 2, Duke 3, Texas 4, Baylor 5. I do disagree with them. I do not believe Tennessee should be 6. Obviously, UCLA's multiple losses, they're going to be moved down. How about Arizona at 8? Interesting, these last 2 teams. Indiana and St. Mary's. St. Mary's is going to beat Gonzaga this year, guys. It's crazy how good St. Mary's basketball is. And then how about North Carolina, who's number 1 in the AP poll. They're number 11 on the T-rank. San Diego State, wow, San Diego State. The 6th best defense according to the T-rank, and they are number 11. That is or number 12. That's a tough matchup for Ohio State. Kentucky at 13, I think that's probably right. Virginia sitting at 14. Wait, did I miss Virginia? Oh yeah, Virginia was up to number 5 because they won. Yeah, okay. Arkansas at number 15. So Arkansas, the most polarizing team outside of the top 100 in terms of offensive efficiency, the number 1 defense in the country, a.k.a. Arkansas is going to be playing a lot of lower scoring games. That's what that tells me for Arkansas. You've got Kansas at number 16 after, a few losses or one. Wow, I'm surprised Kansas is that low. You know what? That has to do with returning talent. That has to do with returning talent. Illinois at number 17, Bama at 18, Maryland up to 19, West Virginia up to number 20 on the T-rank. So guys, that is the updated college basketball top 25. This is week 2 of this. And again, guys, I don't understand. What is the point of doing it if we're not going to do it correctly and actually rank the best teams where they should be? North Carolina, they were unbelievable in the tournament last year. They returned everyone. I thought they were a worthy number 1, absolutely. But we watched the first 4 games, and is it really disrespectful, even though they are undefeated? Is it disrespectful to move them down to number 2 or move them down to number 3? I'm surprised T-rank has Kansas that low. Kansas is undefeated. So that is surprising to me. But again, those analytical models are not going to overreact to 1 game or something like that. That's why you see UCLA still in the top 10 and 2 lost teams still in the top 10 like that. Gonzaga is still at number 2. That's why I like the analytical models, and you can take a look at the T-rank or the KenPom. If there's actually, you know what's so weird? It's like there's so much more analytical data for college basketball than there is for college football, which makes no sense considering college football is more popular than college basketball. Could you imagine if they had a game grader for college football like the T-rank does, to where they grade your team's performance out of 100? They did that for college football. They need to do that. That's what they need to do. That would be sweet. It's so like, you would think college football is more popular, but college football has all of the analytical models. All of them. There's like 100 you can look at. So it's, I don't know, it's just something weird. But guys, either way, that is the update. We're going to see major movement. This massive tournament kicking off in I think it's Hawaii or the Bahamas, something like that. I think it's Hawaii. But We're going to see teams win, 3 ranked games in 3 days. They're going to get a lot of quality wins, and then teams are going to lose a bunch. And you're going to see a lot of fluctuation up and down with these tournaments happening and with teams playing back-to-back huge games. So, that is the update on the college basketball top 25 here for college basketball week 2. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.